Right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, even though this is actually midday the next day. Yeah, like I said, we are now officially a sixth of our way, of our way through November. And what's very, very interesting is that yesterday I did get my finger out. I worked, in fact, I got my entire, up to my elbow out of my arse, and I got to work. And I had an early night last night because of it. I went to sleep at about it must have been at least like 9:15 and woke up at about 7:15, and I have been literally on the job ever since. And let me tell you something now, ladies and gentlemen, something that's very, very important I want to share with all of you. I am, like, I think I may have mentioned this before, but just in case I'm not, I am a very, very proud man. I have overwhelming levels of self-respect for myself, and I only ever say I would never say these things about myself openly because, listen, I've never really considered myself to be like a humble man. Some people might say that's a given, but I don't think there are many people out there who would openly say that they are humbled, because it's something from the Bible that the man who claims to be humbled shall be exiled, or something like that. And the only reason why I say it is because, well, for once, I should just be able to say openly what I am. And I think I don't know if it's a little bit evident, because unfortunately, what is a little bit hard to convey when doing like these videos and stuff like that is that you guys do not get to see like the bigger picture, like everything that this is all about from all the books. I mean, you can even see it right there. All of that is stacked with all the things that I write and a lot of the things that go into the planning of my videos. So that, unfortunately, is only what they call the tip of the iceberg. Let's just call that the tip of the iceberg, so to speak. And then, of course, you've got all my reference material up here. I mean, I've been through a lot of those before, but that doesn't just cover it. It doesn't just cover the things that goes in there. It covers a whole lot, even the things that are in my closet. I've got more dictionaries, things on languages as well. There's a lot of things on languages up there, to be fair. But it's about learning more about the world, ladies and gentlemen, and I think that is tremendously important. And certainly, since tomorrow will be, well, today is Sunday, it's the day of rest, basically, is what I'm getting at. And I should take this time into spending a bit of time working on things that I wouldn't normally otherwise have the time for. It's one of those things where you've got to make the most of it, ladies and gentlemen, because I think I know I've said this before, but on Sunday there is no work whatsoever. After 6 days of grinding the millstone, I am allowed to relax a bit, because, well, doing all my videos is about just about everything else that my time goes into. But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, is that, again, I am very, very grateful for what I have. And even though I complain sometimes that saying that the work is hard, and sometimes I'm just like not up to it because fatigue or just, and maybe I'm not in the best of moods or stuff like that, I'm still working at it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still putting a lot of my effort into it. And again, I think that's very, very important, because without it, there would almost be no need to say that there's any point whatsoever in carrying on, when there's plenty of reasons to carry on, ladies and gentlemen. There's plenty of reasons for me to continue. I can't give up. And that level of perseverance, that level of courage, determination, and again, self-respect is what is more needed more in the real world. They say that, ladies and gentlemen, November is the month of darkness, where we take a lot of time in reflecting on some of the darker elements of our history, especially Memorial Day, which is happening this coming Friday, and the fact that this is when, of course, when the clocks go back pretty much towards the end of October. But this is like the first time in a very long time that we experience dark creeping up on all of us. In fact, while I was at Mass this morning, this gave me a pretty good idea for like a short story of God cursing humanity with shadows. With the idea being that everything we live in our own, like we live in our shadow, so that a shadow gets bigger, and then our sin equals to that of when it's bigger, and when all darkness descends on the earth at night, we can't see our shadows, but it doesn't mean they're not there. They are only mirrored in everything that is light, artificial or otherwise. So I thought that was like a pretty good idea to like for like a short story or a poem or a limerick, maybe even a sonnet perhaps. But I think you never know, it's the things you sometimes inspiration comes in what you are not looking for is when it comes to view. So keep working, ladies and gentlemen, because well, I will too. And I know you probably won't be able to see because of the light outside, but it is what I like to call jolly November weather. It bright, cold, but the world still carries on.